Welcome to episode 10 of the Amb Ant Podcast. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Amber, under the influence of alcohol, and it's 3 a.m.
And today we are talking about the newest anime to hit the streets, Spy Family.
Spy Family. And this is take 2, so I lack enthusiasm.
Please like, comment, and subscribe for more podcast reviews like these.
Indeed. What is it about? Again?
So, given that it isn't over yet and we've only seen the first 3 episodes, I can kind of give an overview of what it's about and what we've learned in the episodes released thus far. Spy Family is about a family that is composed of a spy, the classic, an assassin, and an esper. They end up, through a series of unfortunate events, becoming the Forger family as Lloyd Forger, Anya Forger, and Yor Forger.
As I've said before, Lloyd, Anya, to Yoru.
Very nice. So, how did you feel about this one?
Well, I read the manga before the anime was even announced to be released. And then, there was already a lot of hype surrounding this series before anything. Even just in the manga community, saying, this is, the new generation of Shonen Jump. And, the sales of this was even really high last year. I remember it was on the ranking for, manga sales. So then I was like, yeah, I should totally read it to, know what's popular these days. And then I was just I enjoyed it. That's why, I continued reading it till the, most recent chapter when I started reading it. But at the same time, it's so different from what I expected from Shonen Jump. Maybe it is true that, my brain is kind of, I have this preconception of, shonen being, a young boy trying to get stronger with, some superpower and, they have a dream that they have to achieve. And, this, it was, the main character is older, and I feel the focus is about, family, familial love, and, how we shouldn't kind of, focus too much on, the mission at hand and everything. So I was oh, very different. What did you think? So
far, I've only seen 3 episodes. I haven't really been a part of the manga for this one. So far, I think it's pretty cool. It seems like the main character, Twilight, he kind of gets this mission to get close to the an enemy's leader or something like that. Not entirely sure the storyline, but he kind of needs to acquire a family in order to do this mission. So I guess in that sense is somewhat of a shonen. Is that in the beginning it's his mission, and then he acquires a daughter first, just adopts her real quick. And then the daughter tries really hard to be his adopted by him. And then we learn I don't know the reason for this yet, but we learn that Anya has been in 4 foster homes, and that's pretty sad. But yeah, she finds Lloyd to be interesting, and then kind of wants to be with him. So yeah, it's pretty cool. The first episode, second episode was he just got a wife. I like how everything is really James Bondy as well. So there's that. So far, so good.
Yeah, the music even is very reminiscent of old Bond movies, I guess. The whole style of it I do like. The fashion, I guess, the whole, again, the setting that you always talk about. But, I don't know. It's, other than that, I don't have, strong emotional ties to, as I always kind of, value a lot. It's, Anya, I can totally see how she's like super popular currently, like in the anime and like manga community, because like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Like she has a sad backstory. I feel bad for her, and like she has like cat ear like things, cute, like laku laku, and then it's like, oh, there's a catchphrase for her too. They're like, it's just very mascotty, and like the main character, I can't really like, I don't have a good gauge on him. And like Yoru, like I love her voice actress, but like other than that, I'm like, oh, she's so awkward. She used like the most formal speech like to the child and like to the husband, and it's like she doesn't know anything about like common sense. And I'm just like, oh, I mean, it's interesting to look at, but I don't think it's like super touching to me.
Yeah, it just feels like everything kind of falls in together after Lloyd kind of goes and gets him, I guess. So yeah, I mean the characters, the cast, like right now seem. I heard someone put it like a breath of fresh air. So it's just like we don't really get these. I don't know, these for one, like I don't think I've seen the 1930s like European setting much in recent times. I think I'm just trying to remember anything in recent times. I don't think so.
I want to say Bakano, something that I have not watched but I'm aware of. It's like, oh god, I think it's like an anime from 10 years ago, and it has similar aesthetics, but I've never watched it. But I've heard great things about it, and it's a classic. And I cannot believe that I still haven't watched it. It's like about like heists and stuff, I think.
Right.
I think.
Right, yeah. It just feels like I don't know. It just feels like a spy TV show.
Yeah.
In the 1930s.
And then there's a spy TV show within the spy TV show that
right.
Anya watches.
Right, it's pretty crazy. That's like, I don't know. It's like it knows like itself, right? Like it has that kind of like it's showing a kid's spy TV show when it is a spy TV show. So it's like.
Yeah,
pretty
like,
cool.
I kind of agree. It's like, it's very sure of the effect that is trying to create. Even like the art style for the manga, it's like, it's so clean. Like the proportions and everything, it's like, it's so skillful. The whole thing, I just want to say, like, in addition to that, it's like Wit Studio, you know, the studio that brought us Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, and everything. It's just, and Cloverworks is actually like a new up and coming like studio as well. And then it's like, everything is well crafted. That's what I would say about a lot of anime nowadays. It's like, I don't feel the raw like energy of like creativity kind of, you know, like back in the day when it's like Dragon Ball's just like, it's so wacky and like weird, and I loved it. And like now everything is very careful and calculated, and this is the feeling that I get from this, but I cannot say that I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, in the past, like, they didn't really have teams and teams of people working on this stuff, so it was a lot more raw.
Yeah, and like, people started doing like manga when they're really young, like, basically, like, One Piece, like, he started publishing when he was 17. It's just like, it was such like raw stuff, and like now it's just like very very well situated and very well thought out.
Yeah,
I felt like
you got teams of editors, you got like just it's a very big industry, so you got more, I guess, regulations and stuff
yeah, and you know about like what fans want.
Yeah. I didn't like. I'm honestly like I don't get that feeling. So for me, like this one is just kind of like since I don't necessarily watch that much anime, I would say like I read manga and like light novels and all that a lot more. Although these days I do watch anime because I'm a little lazy to read. But yeah, it was just a really cool like setting. I think setting does a lot for me in a lot of animes. So this one was pretty cool so far. Yeah, I mean, what do you think about the first? I guess.
The first 3 episodes,
Yeah.
like the effects.
Effects,
I mean, it's like the visuals were so cool. Like the choreography was a lot cooler than I imagined in my brain. Like when I was just reading like the black and white and just kind of, the composition work, as you say. And then it's like, yeah, I'd like to see them like being put into action. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's like such a cool action in such a like slice of life and just like warm and fuzzy kind of show. And I'm just like, oh god, if only this were even cooler. Like, I do have faith in it, like, to become cooler as it maybe like focuses more on the mission. But like, as of right now, I just kind of like see like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like a bonding activity between like 3 very different, quote unquote, interesting, quirky people. And I'm just like, can we do like important things? Do some political commentaries because like this looks like Germany. Like, I don't know if that's necessary, but I'm just like, I want something like with more stakes and feel like more dangerous. Because right now, as you said before in the previous podcast that we recorded and deleted, it's like, all the enemies, we don't even see them die. Like, even though it's like spies, assassins and whatnot, we don't really have the weight of like, oh, this is actually like a dangerous mission or anything. And I kind of want that kind of like excitement in the future.
Yeah, I think we talked about how this feels more of like a shoujo type thing instead of shonen. Just because like we don't really see much dark gore or any like some like crazy violence, not yet at least. So it doesn't seem like that type of show. It just seems like things are generally crisp. Things work out. Like, it's very satisfying. And I think even like when they're just talking casually while like they're being gunned down by like random thugs, it's just like kind of
talking about psychiatry.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, oh, Lloyd is trying to gaslight Yor into thinking that he's a psychiatrist, and then like
Yoda just believes.
Somehow she just believes it. And it's like, yeah, that's just that kind of show, they just kind of roll with it. It doesn't need to be super, super serious or deep. So I kind of, yeah.
But it's like, when it's not super serious or deep, I just want like Gintama level, like humor.
Gintama?
Yeah, like level humor. It's like, it doesn't take it.
I didn't watch Gintama.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just saying, like, if it's not like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, I want something like funnier. Kind of.
So like JoJo or Gintama or something. Just like some crazy,
like bizarre,
bizarre stuff.
Yeah. Okay. This is very like normal.
It's moderate humor.
Yeah, it's very moderate. Yeah. It's not anything like, what the heck is happening kind of thing. Yeah. It's kind of like, oh yeah, when it's making a joke, it knows that it's making a joke. But then like, sometimes like JoJo, it's like, it's taking itself so seriously, but that you're not supposed to take it seriously, kind of, and then you don't even know if it's a joke, or is it just, like, funny because it's so random.
Yeah, so kind of thing, do you enjoy sort of, like, that mental kind of thing, where, like, it's trying to be serious, but at the same time it knows that it's not supposed to be serious?
Yeah, kind of. Or just, like, this, to me, it's just like, when it's making a joke, it knows that it's making a joke. Again, going back to the feeling that like everything is calculated, it makes me feel like, I'm not saying that it is. It's like, oh, Anya's so cute. She has like the catchphrase, waku waku. And then every time you hear waku waku, you're supposed to be like, she's so cute. It's like, oh my god, kind of thing. And then I'm just like, I don't like that feeling. And then like Yoru, it's like, oh, we should totally feel bad for her because, in the first 3 episodes, we see her basically being, kind of bullied at work.
Yeah, she was also bullied, like, she was just bullied by, like, her coworkers in general. Yeah. When she went over to the party, that kind of feels bad, man.
Yeah, and then I was kind of like, oh yeah, you're just kind of supposed to feel like, oh, this poor girl who somehow has zero common sense. Like, even though she's, like, old, kind of. And then it's like, but, like, yeah, we should feel bad for her. And, like, be like, she's so cute, she's so pure. Must protect her at all costs. Like, that sometimes would rub me the wrong way. But again, oh my god, I love her voice actress, and it was just the perfect voice actress for her as well. So I don't have that many complaints.
Yeah, I mean, even, like, I just think everything's kind of crisp, and they definitely have teams and teams of people working on this thing. Yeah. So it's just, yeah, like, the end result is a very, very, I guess, precise, like, kind of satisfying. They know how, like, where to stop the humor, like, where to cut it off, like, where to, like, insert it, and, like, what to do. Yeah. I'm interested to see, like, the future episodes, I guess, because, currently there's only 3. I would still, like, I see why, like, it has this high of a rating generally when shows are really hyped up and released. Or, I mean, I know this, like, mainly from, like, novels, but, like, the first few episodes can be, like, very, very hype. And then as the series goes on, it just goes downhill from there a little bit. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't do that. But a lot of the times I've noticed it kind of does that.
And the manga had a lot of hype. Like, when I was reading it, it was, like, 30-something chapters, I want to say. And then, like, at that point, I read it all to the most recent one during that time. But I understand that the quality's super good. Like, the art, the story, it was just, again, just well crafted. Well thought out. And then, like, I can't not like certain aspects of it. It's like, oh, like the whole thing about, like, the grenade ring. It's like, oh yeah, you see that he's gonna propose because he wanted the ring from, like, the heist kind of thing, right? But then at the same time, like, he lost the ring, and then at that moment he had to, like, make do with the grenade thing, and I was like, oh, it's just super cool to look at. It's cliche in a way, but
I
at
don't
the same
think
time,
I've seen that done before.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's cliche.
Well, to me, I feel like
done.
it is. Okay. Maybe, like, our ideas of cliche, like, I'm translating in, like, the Chinese sense of su, but, like, I guess it's not that, it is very creative, but it's, like, not that, oh my god, I still want to say, like, genuine, but it was just, like, whoa. Like, it was cool to see. Yeah,
like, I like that little scene as well. I didn't really think too much of it. I just thought, yeah, you know, that's kind of what they do. He's a spy, and she's
just
assassin.
well written. I like how, like,
it's really good.
It kind of, like, embedded the setup of, like, you know, getting the ring. So then it's like, when that moment comes, you're not, like, completely like, whoa, like, why did he just suddenly propose? No, it's not like that. It's like, oh, you know that he already, like, kind of planned on doing this, but then the plan fell short, but then now it gets even better because, like, you know, the grenade. Yeah,
I think the word might just be, like, cohesive. Everything feels very cohesive. Like,
well planned.
Right. From the beginning, the setting is thus that, like, he is supposed to, like, do this mission. And, like, in order to do this mission, he needs certain things. Like, it's already understood that, like, he needs a house, he needs a kid, he needs a wife, and then he needs to, like, make sure that they are also on board with the plan. So he needs to test them. He needs to, like, make sure that they understand, like, that they need to do this interview. I guess it's on the interview part now.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And then, like, yeah, they need to act like normal humans, you know? They need, like, when they're asked questions, they need to respond in certain ways. Like, they have to always be, like, they were married for years, like, a year plus or something. And then, like, he had Anya from, like, his previous marriage, like, for years. Like, always, you know? So it's just, like, I kind of like the setup. It's very on point, at least right now.
Yeah, I agree that it's very on point. But at the same time, it's just like, I just want something that is less skilled. I want something more immature. I want something more, like, rough and, like, you know, just, like, gritty from Shonen Jump, I guess. Because, like, that's what I was, like, used to. You can just say, like, I'm old as fuck.
Well,
like,
so the thing is, like, I think I generally, when you say that you like, you name all these old anime that you like, and then you like none of the new ones are good.
Oh, that's not true at all.
Almost,
you cannot say that.
Right, so, like...
Well, let's not argue about this on camera.
Yeah, so, like, so I'm just guessing that you like the more raw, unpolished type.
Yeah. Like random, and
anime.
It's like, oh, it's not that logical, but it's like, oh, somehow it makes sense, and it's like, sure, let's roll with this kind of feeling. Like that kind of feeling of chance about like, you know, just like, oh, awkwardly, this just fit in, rather than like, this just seems like a perfectly polished puzzle, and it's like fit in so perfectly. It's like, or just like, you know, like Death Note was just like perfectly designed, but at the same time, it was just so smart that like I'm still just like in awe after all these years. But I have to say, I do like newer things. I love Chainsaw Man, that is going to be animated soon this year. And then I liked Vinland Saga like a lot. It's like historical and also deep and somehow funny. The manga is a lot funnier than the anime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the tone is completely different. But, like, this one, it's just love comedy. And it reminds me of, like, other Shonen Jump series like Nisekoi or, like, Turaru, like, which is, like, a very predecessor of all this.
Yeah, it just, those I didn't actually know were Shonen Jump, but, yeah, I can see that. Like, where the girl characters, like, it just feels like this is the new age of Shonen, where, like, the female characters aren't necessarily geared towards just the guys anymore.
Yes.
It's like encompassing everyone. So like you got the guy who is like very suave and like cool and like he's got it together. And then you have the girl who's like socially awkward and then like I guess really, you know, like she's cute and like she's like, you know, kind of
easy to use as self-insert.
Yeah,
I feel like for me, like whenever I see, like, awkward girl characters, I'm just like, oh, I feel just like them. I'm so out of place. And then, like, you know, the main character, he's so, like, in a way, conventionally hot, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, back in the day, Shonen Jump, even though it had, like, love comedy titles, it was more targeted towards boys, and it's like, it's all the girls who are just like super cute, super attractive, and the guys kind of like, oh, he's just kind of normal kind of thing.
Right. And then there's all sorts of like etchy situations that happen, just like,
it's not, this doesn't really
one
have
has
that.
none.
Yeah, this one, the focus is more like, oh my god, the child, Anya is so cute. So then it kind of, you really sense the feeling of, oh my god, the shonen demographic just switched to, like, female these past few years, like, real fast.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's a little, like, I don't exactly know, like, if the demographic of shonen is female now or more.
Well, apparently,
like,
in some of the because like when I was writing my statement of purpose and whatnot about like manga research, apparently some polls, like, it's like 51% female right now. It's just barely over the male, but it's more than
so
males.
Who's watching shoujo then?
Girls.
So girls are just watching everything.
Yeah,
mostly.
I feel like the whole thing about like the female kind of like fandom and having like the capitals who like invest in things just like increased greatly in the past like decade. Right.
So it just seems like girls are more likely to watch anime now, and
boys are just pushed into the games. I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little like that. I feel that, but I
that explains a lot. Actually, that explains a lot.
Well. Interesting.
Like, you know what I mean?
Food for thought. Yeah.
Right. Maybe something for a different podcast review.
But I think that is the trend.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Yeah. If that, I actually didn't know it was 51% now, but is
But different polls, there are different statistics as I was trying to research about that. But yeah, like I was actually kind of surprised because like shonen is just not shonen anymore. Like.
Yeah,
like
it's not
like clearly like the main character doesn't have to be like a young boy, and then the like audience doesn't have to be young boys either.
It doesn't have to be young boys,
So then it's like, why is it even
called
shonen?
So the name of shonen doesn't really apply.
It's getting vague, but like, I mean, this is a great work. After all,
it's right now.
It was just unexpected because it's like Shonen Jump, and
you can see that it's ranked like 4 on my anime list, right?
At this moment.
It's just kind of at this moment, it's like what it's like the 27th of April or 28th of April, right? So it's like 28th of April 2022. This is ranked number 4 on my anime list, which actually is super crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's like one of the best of all times by
At this
ranking.
moment, yes.
Scored by 126,000 users, which
Yeah.
is like, I don't know, it seems pretty crazy.
It is super hype. But
I
I
like
don't
it, though.
know, like, I like it, but then I just don't know if it deserves all this hype. Because I just feel like I'm not too sure about the ranking on my anime list, but like, back in the day, wasn't it like Full Metal Alchemist and I don't know, what else
You
was
got
like
Gintama up there.
Yeah, Gintama's like super up there
Still.
too. Yeah. And then it's like, it was just, that era was my era. Like, I want to say, like, I'm just like old. So then somehow, like, the past memories, I remember that more than like my recent memories. Don't people say that about old people all the time? And then it's like, this, I'm just like, yeah, it's interesting, but forgettable. It's like I read the manga like less than a year ago and I barely remember anything, but like, you know, the flashbacks of like Gintama and like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and whatnot, it's always in my brain. Like, again, like Full Metal Alchemist, I watched it in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like
could
the,
it...
not Brotherhood, but the original.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, could it be that, like, when you're growing up, you just tend to remember things more?
Yeah, exactly. I want to say, like, oh, that's why I feel like...
You.
No, sure. Oh
You
my
literally
god.
get traumatized
That's actually kind of
by,
true.
like-
Full Metal Alchemist, I was traumatized.
Dude, I was traumatized too.
Like,
It
Chimera,
was really, really fucked
I was
up.
so scared.
It was so scary.
Yeah, I was so scared. But, like, I want to say,
Dude,
it's like,
yeah.
maybe because I'm old, but also I just feel like people were more daring. And then, like, now, the writing, it's, like, either, like, shocking for effect, sometimes I feel like, or, like, this is just a super safe show. There isn't anything bad I can say about it. And also, there isn't anything, like, oh, like, this is a trigger warning. Everyone, be careful. Like, no, this is, like, for everyone.
This is safe.
I can recommend this to everyone.
Yeah.
Truly.
This is good. I like the setting. It's not offensive. Everything works out.
It's satisfying.
Yeah,
super
super
satisfying. Every
satisfying.
episode.
Yeah, it's great. It's just quality entertainment. So I can see why it's such a high rating. So
Yeah. Oh, but I'm
Can't
just
really
like,
say too
I
much.
just want to say, like,
yeah.
oh, but like the significance should come into play when you rate shows. But whatever.
I mean, it's
that
3
is-
episodes in.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the only thing. We can come back to it like once there's like
We'll definitely come back
once
to
it's
this.
finished. Yeah. But currently, if you haven't watched it already, I would.
Yeah.
This one is great.
Go for it. Like, I don't think it's a waste of time at all. Like, I feel like, especially, like, the story structure of this, it is perfect for, like, a weekly kind of watch. You don't have to binge it. It's not that, like, oh, like, one battle is, like, dragged into, like, 3 episodes. It's, like, weekly, and you get your, like, fill, and then just feel like, oh my god, this little family is so cute. And, like, something hopefully good happens every episode, and it's like, well, we see them kind of like growing and loving each other.
Yeah. I mean, I normally don't watch shows like this. I stick to the harder, like more magical type things. I don't
Me
like
too.
yeah, like I like the magic. I like the isekai.
Yeah, I like my meta. I like my fighting with trauma porn and stress. That is my shit.
Yeah. But yeah, this one isn't too edgy. I normally wouldn't, but since it's so hyped up and so well acclaimed, gotta give it a go.
Yeah, like for me, again, I just started it before, and then like I was pretty excited about it, just knowing like Wit Studio, and I'm always down to watch like Wit Studio animation because like action is just so cool. Like, again, great entertainment, but like, I want the, I'm like a sucker for like pretentious messages. I'm a sucker for like themes, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it, and it's not that funny. Like, if it's like a rom-com, I hope that it's like funnier. Like, personally, I would recommend Kaguya-sama over this if you want like something like funny and like, you know, seeing people fall in love. But like, again, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. What would you rate it so far? I believe my anime list has it as a
oh my
9.08. Right,
that is far from my rating.
Pretty crazy.
Oh my god, how would you? I know you asked me first.
Yeah, I'll give it like an 8.5 right now. It's checked all the boxes. It's done pretty well. I feel like for the first 3 episodes, quite good. Maybe even a 9. Like it's just pretty fresh. Feels clean.
Yeah, this just feels like, again, I would give it an 8. Like, your whole thing about, like, you, say, like, the things that you like are clean, like, eating food as well, right? And then it's, like, that one time when we went to, like, rolled rafts, and then it's, like, the salmon kind of meal. It's, like, oh, nothing is super special. Like, not, like, the flavors are, like, oh, wow, this is something I've never tasted before. This is so exotic. It's not like that. It's just, like, good macaroni and cheese, I would say. Like, I love mac and cheese, but I know that's not fancy food. That.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is Spy Family.
Yes.
It's macaroni and cheese.
It's good macaroni and cheese. With, you know, like, you know, breadcrumbs on top, and then you bake it, and, you know, you sprinkle cheese on it so it, like, melts. Like, that kind of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, this is some good sprinkled macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, with, like, I don't know, parsley and garlic.
With parsley, garlic, and breadcrumbs.
Yes.
That sounds good.
It's great.
So, I think that's about good for now.
Yeah, but sometimes I want Michelin. But yes.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.